The original series was brought out just as a toy line at first, and then they made the show concentrating on the toy line to help sell and promote their product. And it was focused on little girls, and it was sparkly and pretty. They talk about getting with guys and going out on dates and hanging out in diners, and it was very girl orientated. With the new show that was released in 2010 for Generation 4, Lauren Faust, the creator of the new generation, wanted the ponies to be more aimed at the entire family. So not just focused on the little girls, but something that the parents could watch with their children as well, and actually not be bored to death watching it. And it spiraled completely out of control and caught this massive community of people who can all relate in different ways to the show. There's so many different reasons people watch it. For me, I mean, a lot of people always mention the animation's quality, but for me it's the animation style which is slightly different, so the artwork that goes behind it. There's characters who are energetic, who's Pinkie Pie. You've got other characters who are really shy, like Fluttershy. The reason I watch it is I find it funny. My favourite character is Pinkie Pie because she's a party animal and she's incredibly stupid, and it makes me laugh. So at the end of the day, if you can watch something and it makes you laugh, I say watch it. And if you can't be in this fandom and take it with a pinch of salt, because at the end of the day you are watching a show that's aimed at little girls, then you're in the wrong fandom, to be honest.
I accidentally spotted it on a forum I was on, and well, basically I just watched the first episode and it was good. I wasn't hooked at first. It took a good few episodes to make me want to watch another one, but it was a good way to spend your time, and the community that grew around it is spectacular. There's so much support for other people in the community, like if someone is having a problem in a financial crisis or they have some sort of illness, a Brony does often step in to give them a helping hand.
I now run a company revolved around the Brony fandom. I sell official Hasbro products, can't sell the unofficial stuff because I can get sued for it. So it's impacted my life on the huge positive of I now run my own business because of it. So I get to work from home, which is brilliant, and I travel all over the UK to these events, and then usually we go to the pub afterwards.
I'm using MLP right now to get a grounding audience for my music. It's because they are legitimately good people, and if they realise that you're a good musician, it doesn't matter what you produce. If it's good, they should listen to it, and if they're not, they subscribe to the wrong channel. I understand that our community does have a negative response online sometimes, due to the fact there are members of the community that can be very pushy, but that's only a very small fraction. But sadly, it's the fraction that does get seen by a lot of people.
It's cloppers who are fans of My Little Pony, who find some of the characters in certain situations to be sexually arousing. The characters are personified as ponies, so the main characters like Twilight Sparkle might be having sex with Applejack or something like that. So there is that side of the fandom that gives a bad impression to the rest of us, because people immediately think that we're perverts and we want to touch little children, because that's what some parents see online when they search for their favourite characters for their children, or their children search for it even. They can sometimes see these explicit images in the Google search results, and it immediately sends a shockwave of these people are bad news. It's like any other fandom. There's always that small niche that will always have some other interest in the fandom, but they don't account for everyone who's in the fandom. And it's the same for anime has their hentai lovers. Like, for example, furries as well. Furries are renowned for having a bad reputation for pornography or sexually explicit stuff. But that's only a small minority of them. Most furries are just in it because they enjoy the fandom, they enjoy the principles behind it, but they don't find it sexually arousing or anything like that. So it's the same with any other subculture fandom I've found.
To cut a long story short, the fandom has grown out of a show for little girls, and a lot of people find it very hard to accommodate the fact that these people are 18 to 25 years old and they're watching a show for little girls. They must have, they must be paedophiles, and they go on YouTube and they search the word Bronies, and a lot of people wouldn't classify themselves online as Bronies because of this fact, but there are certain channels on YouTube which just host embarrassing videos of Bronies in public acting out of the ordinary. There is one video that has circulated quite a while back, which is Bronies Assemble, which is in the middle of a public park. A man just shouts Bronies Assemble, and Bronies has come out of various pieces of foliage and under a sofa, or deck chair or something. But you've got to remember that this is only a very small tip of the iceberg. You've got a huge fandom underneath, and these very small individuals that are on top, and you've got to remember it's the bit on the top that's like the Titanic. The thing going around on Skype recently, that was a MLP indulgence exercise, which is where you put on a pair of headphones, turn out all the lights in the room, you put earphones on, and it would have pieces of audio played to them in the voice of a very close encampment of the character, telling about their experiences, how they're feeling, in a very in-depth thing, like you can feel they say, you feel the fur move across your skin. And these people have some sort of experience while we're in these trances where they think they are the pony. I don't know if that's the same thing or not, but when I first heard about this, I was a bit worried. I was like, this is getting a bit deep. You know, I'm in this for the cool fandom, and I'm in this for the cool show. I'm not in this to grow hooves. But then again, there are people in it who like that. So I'm nothing against them at all. They can do their own thing. I guess I stand by everyone with this, as everyone can do their own thing as long as they don't shove it in my face. Recently, I went to Brony meet, and I caught them halfway through. I didn't get the right train, so I got to the meet, and I was really reluctant to actually approach them at first because, you know, in the middle of this station, this public station, with plushies everywhere singing a song, you know, they're asking strangers to watch the show, and I was really, do I want to be part of this right now? No. I thought, well, no wonder we get a bad example sometimes. This is when I first thought about this. And I just stood back and I watched from like a third-person point of view of our fandom just acting as it does, but not realising what it looks like. I took the opportunity then to take a video of them. And after they finished singing, having their little party, I showed them the video. And they all suddenly just calmed down. And we had a good time here today because everyone else is having a great time. We all did some sort of crazy activity with the Brony hunters, and it was awesome. Everyone just lied down on the floor, played dead, and there was a fight and everything. That's all cool because this is a convention and everyone's doing weird and crazy stuff. But if we were to do that in the middle of Manchester, that might be a bit weird. I have a friend who was a furry before he became a Brony, and I knew him a few years before he became a Brony. And he often, we just played on Xbox at night. He would come online, nearly, you could hear him like crying. And he said, I was walking home today, and he was just casually walking. He had just a shirt that just said furaffinity.net on it, or whatever the site is they go to. And he got rounded on. He didn't get mugged, but a group of people came up to him and started shouting, dirty animal. People jump to conclusions a lot. And if I was going to say to one thing to all Bronies is that don't let them jump to the conclusion. I mean, it's fine to walk around wearing an MLP shirt, but there's a difference between walking around town wearing this kind of shirt and wearing around one that says 20% cooler on it. This is the shirt I wear to events like this, where it's appropriate. You got to think, where would it be appropriate to wear such a thing?
It's being streetwise. You have to be
streetwise. That's the term I was looking for. I was at college one day, and I was just minding my own business on my phone, checking Equestria Daily, and at lunchtime, someone walked behind me. Obviously wanted to see what I was doing on my phone, and they saw that I was on the MLP site, and this person came up behind me while I was on this site, just saw the pony on it, and decided to yell to the entire lunch hall, "This guy's looking at ponies." Obviously that's of some guy trying to look big against his friends, therefore everyone in the lunch area knew that I was, well, they didn't know I was Bronies, they just thought I was weird, because these guys didn't really know about internet subculture, and I had to just walk out. I didn't show any emotion, like your parents say, don't fight back or whatever. I just walked out. I thought to myself, like, these guys aren't worth my time. They're just being buttheads. Just walk out. I didn't go back in the lunch hall for a while. I guess most people after that decided to ignore the big guy, because I guess he does it to other people too, because he seems to be the sort of guy that just runs around trying to feel big against people who don't, who are slightly different than him. But it was still a very unpleasant experience for me.